Hey, Matan here from DoiT International. I wanted to share some recent product updates that we've pushed out over the past couple of weeks. It's our first time doing this in video format, so I hope you like it. Our first update is that you can set a default view for all new reports. And what this means is that, well, when you start a new report, when you create a new report in the DoiT console, by default, we show you a time range of the last 7 days, and we show you a time interval of day. But if you're like me, maybe you like to view costs by default on a monthly basis and you don't want to keep having to tweak everything. And so you can set up a report like I've done here, last 3 months by month. I've also filtered by attribution. So in this case, let's say I'm in charge of our data application, or that's the application that I'm working on. And so I want all costs to be filtered to only show costs related to my data application for any report I create. I don't want to have to keep having to add that to the filter. And so what I can do is I can set that as my default view for new reports, so that when I create a new report now, it'll automatically filter for this attribution and show my costs in the last 3 months on a monthly basis. And then from there, I can begin to group by and do whatever I want. In this case, I'm going to break it down by service. It's a lot less steps when I'm creating a report. Big UX improvement in terms of creating cost reports that are meaningful to you. This next update is in the world of cost allocation. So when you're trying to perform cost allocation, you create an attribution group, you add your attributions to it. So I have all these different attributions that map to different parts of my business. This is representing my BI application costs, which is a group of projects, data application, partner application. I have an attribution that represents all my shared costs, but I'll still have some leftover costs that are unallocated. By default, these were referred to as unallocated, but we heard from many customers that they wanted to be able to configure the name of this unallocated category. And so we've given you that option here. We also introduced a new update for our Zapier integration. We introduced a new action called Query Cloud Analytics. And so what this allows you to do is query your Google Cloud or AWS billing records in response to a specific trigger. What's cool about this is that you don't need to create and save a report in order to get this information out of your billing records. And so in this case, we have a trigger event that there's a new service being used by someone in DoiT in our company. You know, we want to know when a new service is being used because it may be accidental, it may be the result of something nefarious, but we want to understand it. We've set it up so that whenever there's a new service detected, we automatically query Cloud Analytics in the DoiT console to get the cost of it and to basically try to understand the SKUs behind the new service, what is actually being used here. And moreover, we're doing this without having to actually build a report or utilize an existing report. With this, it allows you to dynamically specify parameters for the data that you need, whether you're trying to group, whether it's the group by, whether it's a filter, time frame, etc. And so whenever your action is triggered, it'll deliver up-to-date data in accordance with whatever you specified. So our next update revolves around cloud incidences. So what cloud incidents are, if you're not familiar, are, and what this page is, it displays when there's any known infrastructure issues on the cloud provider side. So if there's an issue with, in this case, BigQuery, if there's an issue with RDS and AWS, you'll know about it so that you know it's not something that's a problem on your side. It's more something that the cloud service provider needs to fix. So that's what this cloud incidents page is for. And the update is that we now display infrastructure availability and uptime for all your cloud services. So you can see exactly when, in this case, cloud monitoring was impacted by an issue and when the issue was resolved. Same thing for PubSub. And you can see that over time and configure this view for any service you use, configure it for the time range and the time interval. And of course, from the cloud issue incidences page, you can also zoom in into these issues and see, in this case, what was in the issue with BigQuery, or any service that's impacted here. Our next update is aimed at improving P1 and P2 ticket resolution times. And so here we have a hypothetical ticket being open for Cloud SQL. We're opening it with to get in contact with the DoiT Cloud Architect here. And what we've done, when you select either production system in pair or production system down, which is our definitions of P2 and P1, when you select this, we add this prompt here, which requests for a core set of information needed for us to begin debugging your issue or researching a problem. Sometimes by the time that we request this information, it takes maybe 2 hours for the customer to get back to us and respond. So we ask for this information upfront to hopefully shorten ticket resolution times for P1 and P2 tickets. And so we do this for a select set of services. In this case, we do this for Cloud SQL, among others. And for Cloud SQL specifically, we saw the median ticket resolution time was reduced by 12x as a result of. So our goal is to resolve your tickets. Not only that, but to resolve them fast. And so this update, we're seeing some promising signs that it helped. All right, that's all the updates we have for you for now. We'll see you next time with some more product updates from DoiT.